Well. Welcome to Music in My Ears. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are in the world. I'm back again with another story on Nigerian music history stories on Music in My Ears. This time around, we'll be talking about a great band, though had a very short-lived existence in the music space in Nigeria, but they left a very big indelible mark. They left us with a very big nostalgic experience. They left us with something to talk about today. So today, I'm going to bring to you one of the bands that made their mark in the history of Nigerian music, left us with an anthem that is still being played in the country till today. Wrinkars Experience. I'm talking about Wrinkars Experience. One of the biggest bands, though short-lived in their time, but the little they did was enough to make us remember them this day and make us document this piece concerning the activities for the time they were around. So once again, welcome to this podcast today. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us. So before we continue, I'd like to introduce the first song from this band. Already we are playing one of their songs as the anchor track, and that song is the ballad of a sad young woman. That's the one that we are using as the anchor tune for this recording. But I want to introduce one of their tracks that made them popular in the music annals of the country, and that song is titled I Am a Natural Man. When we come back, we'll continue with Wrinkars Experience. Thank you. Happy listening. Okay, welcome back to this second part of the recording of this podcast on Wrinkars experience. Remember, we are in the segment of the era we call Afrofunk of Hong Kong music. Wrinkars experience was one of the exponents of that era. Like I said, their time was short, but they left us with a big tune, a big anthem, which we'll play later in the show. By the way, the song that just finished playing was called I'm a Natural Man. It makes me feel very intrigued, to find out what a natural man is, or if there's anything like an unnatural man. But that's, by the way, it's the title of the song. So we'll get back to Wrinkars experience. They had a very short stay in the industry between 1972 and 1973. Basically, they were just about 6 months on the scene before they left, before they split. But before then, we need to go back a little bit. We need to go back a little bit to the 60s, where we'll meet one of the key personality character in the band, in the person of Dan Ian, or sometimes he's called Daniel Ian Mabweze, or some other name, Danny Ian. Had so many different kinds of names they used to call it. So this great man, Dan Ian, was born in the Yala area of Anambra State, in the present-day Anambra State. By 1964, he finished his schooling in Holy Ghost College in Owerri. So by around 1967, he has already started, about 96 to 97, he has already started his musical project, started a band called The Spades. From then on, he moved on to other things, and don't forget, in 1967, that's when the Civil War started. These guys, their story is quite intertwined with the story of the Nigerian Civil War. So Dan Ian was one of those people that entertained soldiers and formed a band then that was called the Air Force Wings. So he was there in the eastern part of the country, entertaining soldiers and the rest. At the end of the war, that's in 1970, the Air Force Wings the name was changed to the Wings. That's another popular band of that era. But when everything settled down and the country got back together, the young man moved to Lagos in 1971, and it's at this point that he associated with Sonny Okusun. They played together, they put on together the Paper Bags, which was Sonny Okusun's first band. Then later there was another group called before then, after the Spade, there was another group called Ace of Spades. But by 1971, Daniel was in Lagos, teaming up with Sonny Okusun to do a lot of work, a lot of recording, a lot of performances. But later in 1972, Dan Ian moved back and put together the band we are talking about today, which is the Wrinkars experience. I'm really intrigued by their name because I try to figure out what the name means, Wrinkars experience. It's a very difficult thing to break through. And I think it's something to study by naming agencies, probably to be able to unravel how they used to come about with some of the names they used way back. So, Wrinkars experience had another unique character. It was made up of Dan Ian, Ejo Jacks Racing, Ginger Forcher, Pierre Lezek, and Godfrey Omadebo. If you notice the names, the French-sounding names, basically those guys were Cameroonians. I think Pierre, Ginger, Jack Racing, the Cameroonians that crossed over to Nigeria to take part in the booming music industry. I think one of these days we'll have to discuss the contributions, the influence of foreigners in the Nigerian music scene, even way back in the 70s. So we'll take a break. I'll bring up other songs by this great group. I'll bring up Money to Burn and probably do a double with Soundwave before we come back and continue. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll be back shortly. Okay, welcome back once again to the story of Wrinkars' experience on Nigerian music history story on Music in My Ears podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in. We are still talking about Wrinkars' experience. Like you said, the band had a short stay in the industry, but they left their mark. They made the best of the short time they were together as a band, because later Danayan moved on back to team up with Sonny Okusun and some other projects. The Cameroonian moved on to form Rocktown Express, a great band of that era, and also were session people for recordings for other bands, for other artists, even up to the 80s. They featured prominently in the recordings in the Nigerian music industry, studio recording. I know these guys are very talented. They brought their talents to the fore. They came together. Even the Rockdown Express was more of a foreign band in Nigeria, but they made their mark. Dan Iron on his part went on to release an album in 1978. The album was a bit of reggae soul thing, and later in 1990 he released a traditional Igbo traditional album. So that's what went down, and since then, since 1990, not much was heard about Dan Iron until 2014 when he appeared at the Lagos Jazz Festival to put up a great performance. So that is the story of how the band went. And before we conclude, I'd like to bring the song Soundwave from Wrinkars Experience. Enjoy.
Because it makes me groove it, feel alright. Come on, feel alright. So my baby, come on, baby, do it soundway. Come on, baby, do it soundway. Do it soundway. Come on, so my baby, come on, baby, do it soundway. Come on, baby, do it soundway. Come on, do it soundway. Come on, baby, feel alright. Come on, baby, feel alright. Come on, baby, do it soundway. Let me have some feelings on yoga and ginger. Because it makes me, come on baby, do it sorry, come on baby, feel alright, come on baby, do it sorry, come on baby, so my baby, come on baby, do it sorry, come on baby, dig it, do it the sound way, come on, the sound way, come on, groove.
Welcome once again to the Wrinkars story. Thank you for listening. You just listened to Soundwave by Wrinkars Experience. You know, when Daniel left his own solo career, he released the album he released in 1978 was titled Hold On Tight on EMI Record, and in 1990 he released Jido Okporo Oma on Polydor Records, solo project that he embarked on after the group disbanded. While the Rocktown guys, Eto Racine and Fosha, went on to form Rocktown Express, and he said that they were equally station men that played serious roles in Nigerian music industry. But the group itself, Wrinkars, experienced their own discography before they disbanded, included the massive hit that we are going to play, their anchor hit, one of the biggest hits in that era, in the funk rock era, Afro rock era, Fell for Love. It was released in 1972. Ballad of a Sad Young Woman, the anchor tune, was a single, was released on HMV also in 1972. Then they had I'm a Natural Man on EMI in around that area before the group disbanded. So that was the discography of the group. But right now, it's my pleasure to introduce one of the biggest tunes, one of the greatest tunes ever to be recorded in the era of Afrofunk, funk rock, and even to this era. Please join me as we listen to Fell for Love by Wrinkars Experience. When we come back, we'll close the show. Thank you for joining.
I want you every man prays for. We used to see the old man get me lap roll. Then I knew, shiver my hand, I felt it, in my head, my stars, tell me so, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah.
Yeah, welcome back. I am sure Fuel for Love would have gingered some memory for those people that grew up in the 70s. I was just a young person. I didn't have opportunity to listen so much, but I've done my research to understand what went down in that period. But then Fuel for Love is still a hit till today in Nigeria. We keep enjoying it, and it came from the stable of Wrinkars experience with Dan Iron on the vocals and lead guitar, Joe Jax Renson on the bass guitar, Ginger Forcher on the organ, Godfrey Omadebo on the drums. But by the way, Godfrey Omadebo was equally associated with Sonny Okusun. He played a part in the Von Maha's album, and like the other members, was popular in the circuit as a session person. So that is it for Wrinkars experience. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I have enjoyed myself. Please stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for being part of Music in My Ears. We'll come back with another great band of the Afrofunk era in our next recording. Thank you so much. Peace.